Hello guys, welcome to my equity activity. I named it Let's Eat, Cooking Styles and Foods by me. So a little description about the activity. I decided to use the images from What the World Eats by creating this activity in which I would assign a specific country to each of my students. So we have the US, Mexico, Japan, and we're going to try to use all of them, but I'm going to show you just an example of what it looks like based on my example. So my country is Mexico. So let me talk a little bit about what this is. So then the students will observe the foods they see in the pictures. They will read about the mode of cooking, like they can use a microwave, stove, and then they will also talk about the mode of preservation. And the whole point of this activity is for them to get a general idea about resources of each country. So what I called it a hidden message is we're going to talk about the socioeconomic status of each country. I pointed out some potential topics that you can have, such as the use of an electric refrigerator versus the practice of naturally drying. Students will talk about which method is more costly, why, related to what they have at home, and then determine why it is that these countries use this form. These are my activity materials, pretty straightforward. I made up like a social studies notebook for research where they will write the requirements that I'm going to be asking about the project. Obviously the What the World Eats images, and then I decided to use the Google Earth. This is a home website provided by Professor Bremer. They will have to print out a copy of their country in color, and then we're going to use paper plates and cool materials like pencils, glue, glitter, all that good stuff. So then these are the instructions. Like I said, they're going to observe the pictures, and in their social studies notebook, they're going to write down the name of their country, the list of foods they see, the form of cooking, the mode of preservation, and this will allow them to keep their information organized. So when it's time to make their plates, they have all this information handy. And then this is my example of my social studies notebook. You can see there in the right corner, I have the title of my country. I listed some of the foods that I can visually see, like rice, Mexican bread, tortillas, and then at the bottom, at the caption, you can see there that it describes the form of cooking and the preservation method. And then I just give an explanation of what I'm going to do. So the dish, I picked out some of the ingredients that I see, and I decided to go for a yummy guacamole. And so then, just to make it more extra, I decided to gather your material. And then these are the plate instructions. So as you can see, I included how I expect the back of the plate and the front of the plate to look like. So right there on the left, that's the back of the plate. So if I hang them in the classroom, if it tilts and moves around, you'll be able to see both sides of the plate. And then on the right, I want my students to separate that section of the plate into the three details that I'm looking for. So the form of cooking, the food preservation, and then my dish. So then they'll draw a picture of what they decided to come up with using the ingredients that they saw in the images. And then this is my example. That should be the final result. Okay, and that is it. Thank you guys.